Hello and welcome to this very special broadcast on NDTV. I'm Gauri Dwivedi, and over the course of the next 30 minutes, we'll tell you exactly the turmoil, the volatility and the lawlessness that has gripped Bangladesh. First and foremost, after Dipu Chandra's horrific lynching and public killing, the way the Hindu 30-year-old Dipu Chandra was dragged from his workplace and then publicly lynched has sent shockwaves around the world. My colleague Ankit Tyagi is on ground in Dhaka documenting exactly how this horror unfolded. And I'm going to first play out this ground report with the testimony of Dipu Chandra's family, their gut-wrenching tale that tells you exactly the horror that Dipu Chandra went through and his family is still undergoing. Take a look.
We have driven about 4 hours from Dhaka. When we started, it was chilly, foggy, early in the morning, a lot of traffic, and we have come to Maiman Singh. And in Maiman Singh, Mokamia Kanta is the village, the name of the village where Dipu and about 20 other families live. Dipu Chandra, the man who was lynched, badly beaten to death, burnt, on allegations of blasphemy here. And right now I'm on his way to his house. We've tried to make our way to try and understand what has happened, why did it happen to him. And I'm being told that in this village there are about 20 Hindu families which live in this village, which is majority, of course, Muslim village, and 20 Hindu families live here. Dipu Das's father-in-law is here. He in fact came to receive us from the main road where we had to get down. So what I'm trying to do is just reach his house, and in order to just understand why were these allegations made on him, because remember, so far at least the government says in their investigation that the RAB, the police which is investigating the case, 11 people have been arrested so far, and they have not been able to substantiate any instance or allegations of blasphemy as far as Dipu Das is concerned. But this is the most worrying trend, as far as the current spate of violence against the minorities in Bangladesh goes. This is the humble house of Dipu Das. This is where he used to live. घटना क्या हुआ, आप लोगों को कैसे पता चला घटना के बारे में?
ঘটনা আমি জানি না। ছেলে থাকে ঢাকা থাকতো অফিসে, ও এইখানে মেসে থাকতো, মেসেই খাইতো। 2-2.5 বছর ধরে ওইখানে একই কোম্পানি চাকরি করতো। কি নিয়ে কি হয়েছে তা জানি না, কি কোনো সূত্রতাময় আছে না কি আছে তাও বলতে পারবো না। তখন বৃহস্পতিবার দিন রাত্রে কইতাছে দীপুর এই হাল, दीपुर समस्या।
क्या बताया उन्होंने?
यहाँ से बताया जे जहाँ चाकरी करता है, माने
कितना दूर है वो जगह?
मास्टर बाड़ी है।
मास्टर बाड़ी
है यहाँ से
1 घंटा दूर।
1 घंटा दूर, 1-1.5 घंटा दूर लगेगा। वहाँ वो चाकरी करता है, गारमेंट्स। गारमेंट्स के नाम भी क्या था?
फैक्ट्री का नाम पायनियर था।
पायनियर। वहाँ चाकरी करता है। चाकरी के जন্য अप्लाई दिया, वो माने नौकरी के ऊपर उठाने के लिए 4 आदमी लॉटरी में दिया।
प्रमोशन के लिए
4 आदमी लॉटरी दिया, वो लॉटरी पाया।
सो दीपू दास ने प्रमोशन के लिए अप्लाई किया था
अप्लाई पाया
तो उसमें लॉटरी होता था तो उसमें
दीपू दास के नाम उठा
उसमें दीपू दास का नाम निकल के आया
फिर वो चाकरी के विषय लेके ये घटना घटा
तो जिनका नाम नहीं निकला उन्होंने ये करा
हाँ उन लोग मिल के ये काज करा बात में बोलता है जे मुस्लिम के लिए विभिन्न आलोचना करा वो झूठा है
आलोचना की कोई बात ही नहीं थी
नहीं
सिर्फ नौकरी का था उसका
नौकरी करता है वो प्रमोशन उठा उस लोग के बेटा के योग्यता था इंटर
पास था बीए
पास था उसका नौकरी दिया उसका के रैंक ऊपर उठाने के लिए बोला जो वो योग्यता है उसके लॉटरी लगा वो लोग घूस दे के उसका के मैनेजर के बोला जे हम लोग के चाकरी दे माने उस लोग के चाकरी के रैंक दे देता है पर दीपू दास बोला जे नहीं मैं पाया मैं क्यों दिया
उन्होंने बोला कि हमको दे दो तो उसने मना कर दिया कि मेरा निकला है इसलिए मैं करूंगा
मैं को चाकरी करेगा तुम लोग के देगा क्या पर वो लोग बोला जे ना देगा तो तुमसे जान से मार दे लेगा
उन्होंने धमकी दिया
धमकी दी के भीतर क्या हुआ नहीं देखा हम लोग
जब आपको आपके भाई के बारे में पता चला आप बताएंगे इनको मैं क्या पूछ रहा हूँ तो क्या किया आपने क्या उसके बाद क्या किया आपने किसने बताया आपको फोन करके किसने बताया
মানে কেডা ফোন করে প্রথমে বলছিল এই ঘটনা
বলছিল আমার ভাইয়ের বন্ধু বলছিল হিমেল তারপরে আমরা শুনছি যে আমার ভাই এই ঘটনার পরিস্থিতি হয়েছে
जहाँ ওই ঘটনা हुआ जहाँ घटना हुआ यहाँ का एक आदमी इसको फोन से बुला है जे तेरा भाई का ये प्रॉब्लम हुआ वो मार दिया जला दिया जल्दी यहाँ पर आ जाना
जब वहाँ गए किस हालात में मिले दीपू आपको
गया की अवस्था देखছো
আমরা তো উপরের দিন গেছি লাশ আনতে গেছি আমরা থানা দিয়ে দিয়ে যে লাশ নাই পোস্টমর্টম লেগে পাঠাই দিয়েছে পরে আমরা লাশ এই ইয়া থেকে থানা থেকে আয় পড়ছি আয় হেরে পরে গিয়ে ওই ময়মনসিংহ হসপিটাল হয়েছি হ্যাঁ আয় হেরে পরে গিয়ে লাশ লইয়েছি আমরা
वो जहाँ घटना हुआ स्पॉट पर नहीं गया वो लोकल थाना है एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन लोकल थाना पर गया वो थाना से लास्ट मेडिकल पर शिफ्ट किया पोस्टमार्टम के लिए पोस्टमार्टम करने के बाद यह लिया
तो आपको पोस्टमार्टम के बाद ही बॉडी देखने को मिला
हाँ बॉडी पोस्टमार्टम
मेरे पास भी शब्द नहीं है ये बताने के लिए कि आप लोगों के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादती हुई है और हम कोशिश करेंगे कि कम से कम सरकार इस बात को माने समझे और आप लोगों की मदद भी ज़रूर करे I don't have the gumption and the courage to ask that woman who कितना साल हुआ था दीपू का शादी को
3 साल हुआ
I don't have the courage to speak to that woman who is curled up there lying in a heap maybe just I don't know what she must be going through and what she must be thinking and that but I just want to show you this is the house these are some pictures of the family and this is all that
दीपू फादर का तीन
ये इसमें इसमें दीपू छोटे भाई हैं दोनों छोटे भाई हैं I just want to show you around and just show you the house. This is the house. This is all that they had and that will make you understand, give you a sense of how this family was living. Moment, just go in the backyard and I also want to show you that place as well. This is the entire house and that's it. This is where it ends. This is where the family lives. She's the daughter. it's her life. She will grow up without a father, and whenever she will be told about what happened to her father, how his last day and last moments on this earth was possibly for any daughter. I mean, it's overwhelming for me to talk about that, but that's what has happened, and this is why we have come all the way here to at least put our spotlight so that the government doesn't just brush this aside as just one-off incident, and this doesn't happen to anybody else of any minority community, of Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, or in fact any human being of any religion, anywhere. One thing that I realized after speaking to, because of course language is a barrier and somebody else was translating, and but largely a community leader kind of a person. So when you ask this question that despite what has happened, is there a sense of fear? There is a fear even in giving that answer. So it's not that somebody is going to come up and say, yes, there is. They think about it. They have to live here. This is their house. This is their locality. So the burden of being in this environment will make sure that they do not give you, or possibly are, not as forthcoming as they would be if they possibly would have been somewhere else. But that's what it is. That's what I have just come here. I will file this report and I will go. But they have to live here the entire life. His brothers, his family, his daughter, and other Hindus, other minorities, those who are living here. So we have just come back after visiting Dipu Das's family, and like I was saying, I was wondering, why is there a sense, whenever I ask them, is there a sense of fear because of what has happened? You have two young sons. Somebody who has taken us to their family doesn't want to be identified. This is what he just told me, and I want you to focus on this message. It's basically on translation. He can't speak in Hindi or English, so he wrote in Bangla, and the translation is, and I'm gonna read it out for you. The translation is: Dipu Das' house is visited by administration and local leaders asking him not to speak anything against the government and exerting considerable control over speech. So when you realize that they have to, as I said, they have to live here, and this is the reason why when you ask the people around, except the community leaders, what's happening, they would say, no, there is no fear, young people don't fear, have no fear. But the fact is, when an incident of this nature happens, it's natural that there will be a sense of fear and insecurity amongst anybody, anywhere in the world.
Let me now take you through this exclusive report that's been filed by Ankit Tyagi, who visited the exact spot where Dipu Chandra Das was lynched, the factory where Dipu Chandra Das used to work, and that same tree from where Dipu Chandra Das was hung, set on fire. Take a look.
On the evening of 18th of December, 500 meters Dipu Das was dragged from his factory gate. The management left out an almost dead Dipu Das outside the gates of his factory, and then he was dragged to this tree right on this very busy road. This road goes towards Dhaka. This is the main highway, and on this tree he was hung and burnt. And you see this tree, there are still signs of burnt leaves on the top. This is where Dipu Das met the most brutal end. Only on mere allegations of blasphemy, no police complaint, no police station, no investigation, no FIR, no judge, no court, no trial. A mere allegation, and the crowd, the people that he used to work with, decided his fate in the most brutal fashion. We are trying to be very, very careful while standing here, because there are people, those who are now coming in only to see what has been happening here. So we'll try and do it very, very quick and move out of this place. But this tree is now the reminder of what Bangladesh looks like for the minorities, the urgent need from its government to ensure safety of the minorities. We are walking very quickly through these congested by-lanes at the square Masterbari, trying to make our way to the factory where Dipu Das used to work, the Pioneer Knitwear Limited. It's difficult for our it's difficult for our car to come here, and that's why we have decided that we are going to leave on foot. And the whole idea is to quickly go in and come out before, because we've been told that it will be difficult for us to shoot at the factory. The management is very, very vigilant. They do not want media attention from, especially from India, to come onto their factory, and that is why we have left our car on the main road, and now we are making our way to these by-lanes to the Pioneer Knitwear factory where Dipu Das worked for almost 3 years. This is the factory, the Pioneer Knitwear Limited, where Dipu Das used to work. In fact, his face and a poster with his name has been put out. It's hanging out of this factory. This is the Pioneer Knitwear where that incident took place, where the allegations were made, and then Dipu Das was dragged out, beaten mercilessly. There were also those pictures of him in a room inside this factory, pleading for help, pleading for mercy, but nobody came to his rescue. He was eventually again put in front of the people, of the assailants, those who were coming at him, those who were trying to kill him, and that murderous crowd, he was thrown at their mercy once again. They then dragged him outside the gates of this factory, and he was beaten here, almost dead. Dipu Das was dragged for about 500 meters from here to the main road, where he was hung on a tree and put on fire.
Dipu Chandra Das's death, his horrific lynching, has sent shockwaves around the world. Viewers, I'm slipping into a very short break, but on the other side, Ankit Tyagi has also spoken to the eyewitness of that horrific incident when Dipu Chandra Das was hung from a tree, set on fire. That gut-wrenching first-person account of how it unfolded after this very short break.
So what exactly happened on the night when Dipu Das was killed? Allegation is that the administration of the company, Pioneer Knitwear, when they saw all this tamasha happening, his workers agitated, beating him. After being beaten up, they forced him to resign, sign papers, and then he was thrown out of the gates for the people, the wolves, those who were waiting to absolutely lynch him, tear him limb by limb. I have one eyewitness who saw all that happening. I'll try and understand from him what happened. He will speak in Bangla only, and then of course we'll try and put subtitles of translation of what he's saying. He's a Hindu man who saw everything that night when Dipu Das was mercilessly lynched, dragged, burnt in full public glare. क्या हुआ था उस रात को दीपू दास के साथ?
প্রথমত দীপু দাকে এইচআর ডিপার্টমেন্টের লোক ঢাকায় আনিছে, নিয়ে ওই জায়গাতে তার রিজাইন দেওয়া হয়েছে, রিজাইন জোরপূর্বক রিজাইন দেওয়া হয়েছে। রিজাইন দেওয়া তাকে তার ফ্যাক্টরির বাইরে বহিরাগত যারা ছিল, ফ্যাক্টরির ওয়ার্কারও ছিল, ফ্যাক্টরি ওয়ার্কার বহিরাগত লোক সকলের মাধ্যমে ওরা এইচআরের লোক থেকে ওকে এই পাবলিকের হাতে তুলে দেয়, গেটের বাইরে নিয়ে আসে। আনার পরে মুখে বুকে অনেক আঘাত করে, লাঠি ঘুষি দেয়, বাড়ি দেয়, লাঠি দিয়ে বাড়ি দেয়। তাকে রক্তাক্ত অবস্থায় গেটের বাহিরেই মূলত এক প্রকার তার নিঃশ্বাস শেষ নিঃশ্বাস বললেই চলে। এই অবস্থায় তাকে উল্টো করে পায়ে ধরে প্রায় 1 কিলোমিটার জায়গা তাকে টানতে টানতে নিয়ে আমাদের কোনো স্কোয়ার মেইন বাস স্ট্যান্ড সামনে একটা গাছে ঝুলিয়ে রশি দিয়ে বেঁধে, প্রথমে পায়ে বাঁধে, তারপর গলাতে রশি দিয়ে পেঁচ দিয়ে তাকে ধানের যে নেড়া বলে, খের বলে, সেই খের দিয়ে তার বুকে মুখে আগুন লাগিয়ে দেয়। ততক্ষণে হয়তো রশিটা পুড়ে নিচে পড়ে যায়। হাজারো জনতা ছিল সেখানে। কিছু সংখ্যক মুসলিম সম্প্রদায়ের লোক হয়তো এটা ঘটাইছে। আমরা ওই জায়গায় ছিলাম, কোনো কথা বলার হয়তো ভারসাম্য ছিল না।
बचाने का कोशिश नहीं किया?
হ্যাঁ, বাঁচানোর জন্য হয়তো দূর থেকে অনেকে চেষ্টা করছিল, কিন্তু তাদের যে দুষ্কর্ম এই ভয়ে হয়তো কেউ সামনে প্রকাশ করতে যায় না, কারণ তখন তাদের যে মন মানসিকতা অসুরের মতো ছিল আর কি।